So we reschedule the time slot. In fact, I will reschedule further after the final page. But today, actually, we start a bit earlier. In fact, we have 20 minutes for the course prep. However, just that we have 10. And later, I will reschedule so that we have a 5-minute course break because of my personal reason. So I need to reschedule a time slot. So we have a free classroom style learning or teaching. At least I need to emphasize this. Why? Maybe for some students in the past, found they complain, Professor, why do you want to use this style? I don't know the reason because we need to have the appropriate time control. So we have some video for the learning purpose. So I think you should understand we have a free classroom style learning or teaching. But this it doesn't mean for with old video, no. It doesn't mean the recorded video is a video for this one, no. For some specific selected video, we use the purpose free classroom style. Well, participation, I think you know that one. We have a 4 to 5. Right now, maybe I put the standing page for the groups 1 to 6. And later, maybe we can form the group. So later, I will ask you to move. Well, the activity include group discussion, oral presentation, or some feedback, quick feedback using IRS. And we have 70% for the final oral presentation and 15% for the participation. So it's important to join the activity. All right, it doesn't mean we use the traditional way to have the teacher-oriented teaching. No, actually I still have some problem for the discussion so that you can have the good discussion or the style I call think, pair, share simply. At least you need to have the pair discussion with your neighbors. And of course, I expect you to deliver your content in English passively. For Taiwanese, at least do your best to have 70% in English. If you think, okay, I need to speak some in Chinese, sure, feel free to speak a bit in Chinese. Well, we have one main task for the computer simulation. I may have the others, but just for your reference. And also I will have some papers, my own papers for the case study. So here we have multiple task books. And I think right now, we have a YouTube. And it doesn't mean I only ask you to stay home to join the YouTube channel. No, I still expect you to come to the classroom. All right. So for those who are sick but learn from home, sick for illness purpose only. All right. And maybe sometimes for some reason you think, okay, I have my own private reason. Yes, I still want to learn from maybe not home, from my spot, so that I still can join the classroom. That's fine. At least I don't know. I still expect you to come to the classroom because we have the activity pathway. All right. So we have YouTube streaming, and actually we have a palette for the activity, so you can join the palette. Sometimes we can finish the answering within the maybe the class. Sometimes, but sometimes we don't have enough time. Then I can set the due date to maybe this semester. I set it to 5 p.m. possibly. So you still have possible time to answer. Maybe you think, okay, why it's so tight? Well, sometimes it's just a prolonged duration. Too longer, not so good. Too shorter, not so good. So I think maybe to 5 p.m. is still appropriate setting. Alright. So for some problem, it's hard to answer. And also I think you need to have more time. Possibly I may set the duration to 5 p.m. that day. So if you think yes, you need to find some possible time slot to fill in maybe the wall of pilot. Yes, you can try to find it. And actually the QR code the same as the previous YouTube channel, just for your reference here. So we have a dual classroom. For the dual classroom, possibly we just try to provide possible alternative virtual classroom to those who are sick, but they still want to learn from home. Or maybe sometimes from your own sponsor, you think, okay, yes, I want to join. You can use that one. And the task here, simulation modeling and analysis, I use 5th edition. And actually, as I remember, the task book can be found on the internet, maybe, or maybe no. So you can use your way to have the task book. Or maybe yes, I want to buy the e-version task book, that's fine. Or maybe buy the hard copy, that's fine. And the task book provides you the website, so you can find some maybe packages provided by the authors. You can try to check that one. Of course, for the others, I think I would rather have the papers or some possible materials. As for the cover of the task book, it looks like this one, maybe no. But at least, simulation models and analysis 5th edition, the single author. It's low, so written by low, a single author. So maybe you can find multiple authors, not that possible. It's this one, only by low. It's simulation modeling and analysis, and it's the 5th edition. As for the reference, yes, if you want to find some possible regarding the probability theory, maybe this one, or maybe this one. And sometimes we have the mathematical approach, we may rely on this as well. So you can try to use the name of the books, or maybe authors of the book to use Google to search. Maybe you can find some reference materials for you. So we have reference books here. Well, grading. We have the actual turn, tentative grading. Normally, if nothing need to be changed, then we follow the percentage here. It's 100%. Final exam, we just have one exam, 25%. Overall presentation, report, and programming assignment. So we have 2 times programming assignment and final report. So we have 2 times programming assignment plus final report. So 3 times to have the program. And of course, we have 15% associated with the participation. Well, attendance. We use poll article that says IRS to check your attendance. You need to leave your student ID and name, and so that we can identify you join the classes. And today, no, we don't have attendance checking, so we don't use poll article right now. And I don't know about the exercise. We have a self-exercise. Because of self-exercise, it won't be necessary to hand in. So this one, for your reference, of course, you should practice for sure. And sometimes I may select some problem for the self-exercise to ask you to have further discussion in class. Alright. So of course, if you can notice some and you can have further preparation, it will be easier. Now of course, maybe you feel, okay, no time for you, just need to sit down here to check those problems. I think I agree there as well. But at least I push you to think about the possible problem or exercise I set for you in the activities. Well, this is the past called a grade statistics, right? I emphasize we have two undergraduate students because different grade, maybe with about the boundary different grade has with a different meaning, pass or not pass. So 2 undergraduate students and 17 graduate students. Maybe you think for you, I'm not sure. Currently for students here, any undergraduate student? 大学部学生有吗？ One. Okay. So undergraduate student, of course, B should be fail, right? B fail. Okay. I forgot that one. B. C minus for graduate student fail. B minus pass. So here, even for undergraduate D, fail to pass, right? And for undergraduate student, C minus still pass, right? I check one undergraduate student fall within this. So that says one graduate student fail, and one undergraduate student fail. Why fail? Some of them think, okay, I want to abandon. So this one should be the guy abandoned totally. And for undergraduate student, why? For this one, maybe abandoned partially. Finally abandoned partially. 我要解释一下 ，C minus 是一个研究所的学生，应该说有两个，一个是大学部学生，大学部学生当然是过的。D 是一个选了之后后来完全不参与的，哦，那所以其实最后他就放弃了。然后 C minus 是最后有一些他可能部分放弃。So except this one, maybe 3 students here. Then we have the distribution of grades by using the pie chart for your reference. Acceptable by you or not, just for your reference. Alright? And I think I always use the past semester for your reference because it's the best reference. Alright? The newest reference. So this one, yes, for your reference. I think the pie chart within the syllabus as well. So it doesn't mean, okay, I try to pretend this one better. Or maybe in the syllabus it's better. No, the same. So for your reference, it's okay or not. If, okay, Alice is okay, then I think just stay here and you can continue. Well, starting from A plus to, if you are a graduate student to B minus, then pass. To undergraduates to C minus. Of course, D failed. Well, this one for your reference. And for this, I think as Stevie, you can share our syllabus to have all the discussion. Exam, presentation. Alright. For some exercise, just for your reference. So I think we have the rubric for participation. How to have it? It's later we have the possible percentage, and so that we can count points for percentage about some, between and below, and maybe no activity at all, so you will have 0 points for the participation. Why? I said 0 points specifically because of families. Sometimes some of you think, Professor, why? Those guys never attend the activity. Why? We still have the points. Because of that one, so I should have 0 points for no activity guide. So this is the policy. 0 points, never join. Alright, and 70%. I expect you to have the point, and the point to accumulate so that participation above 70%, then you can have 8 points. And total points is 15. If you want to get 15, then I expect you to join activity above 95%. And in between, only 85 to 70 is 11, and 85 to 95 is 13. So which grade you prefer? Maybe you can have your own decision. If you want to have this, of course, join the activity above 90%. And here, about attendance. We have the poll everywhere, and we can collect the attendance. Each one is 1 point. That says each time we have 1 point. Using the proportional way so that we can have the attendance. And of course, we can rule out your cases of illness, or maybe allow specific reason, so that you can skip those times. But you need to let me have the proof. All right, I see a doctor, so I have the proof. Or maybe I have some other proof, so I need to do something else. But I do not expect you to do something else normally. Of course, policy for cheating, not okay at all. It's 0 point. And the policy for retaking the final exam, you should have the reason, and legal and acceptable reason, or otherwise no chance to retake the final exam. Well, final exam, about the final exam, I will that you have one A4 sheet, 2 sides. You can have the formula, and you can bring that formula to the classroom. In the past, I call it simply the open book style, but I try to refine. Now the open book totally. I allow you to have A4 page. Is it possible to have all the formula using the file and print it? It's okay. Is it possible to write on the A4 page? It's okay. But only one A4 page. Well, for the A4 page, is it possible to have the solution to the exercise? No. Solution to the exercise? No. But necessary formula is okay. So you cannot use that A4 page to include all the solution to the self-exercise. No. Alright, so you are allowed to have one A4 page to that you have some possible reference formulas. Well, by now, this one, group formation. We have 4 rules. First one, international, that says non-Taiwanese, you cannot sit together. So you need to go to different groups. Is okay? This is the first one. And why I ask international students to join different groups? Because if you join a different group, then the other member normally should speak in English within the group, right? So this is the purpose. I push all international students to go to different groups, and so that the discussion within a group will be possibly in English. So this is the first rule. And second rule, English proficiency. Same, I'm good at my English. So same, for those who with the proficient English, you should go to different groups as well. And the next one, female students, it doesn't mean it's the unfair treatment. No, I just want to ask the female students to join different groups. All right, so this one. Currently, we have two, so I think it's easy. Not the same group, and that's okay. And finally, the final rule, every 3 weeks, then I prefer you to go to different groups. It doesn't mean, well, we count the member. Well, one the same within group one. No, at least the good members should be different. So at least one, possibly 2 to 3. So good members will be changed every 3 weeks. Well, up now maybe you have a question. Proficient or not? How I know my English is proficient or not? Later we'll have the activity for you to check. But we will apply the 4 rules, right? So right now, maybe I allow you to stand up and try to follow a rule and go to the different groups. Allow you to have 3 minutes. And then if you think, okay, then you sit down and bring your badge to the nearby place. Okay, stand up and talk to your neighbors, to your members, and of course you can have for the self-introduction to your members. Okay, go and check.
There was like 4 or 5 people.
4 to 5.
4 to 5. I was just trying to get the other person will be quiet.
How about sit here? Group 5.
Yeah, probably we are like group 5. Yeah. So, what's your name?
Because you need to be.
I will try to find anything, and then we can simplify it.
Okay. My name is Zhuang Shujun.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can simplify it.
Simple?
Yeah, simple.
Alright, so 1 minute left. If you think, okay, then you can sit down. Follow the 4 rules.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Okay.
So what? Someone. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Chinese name is Dong Xin.
Actually, one of my friends.
Oh, okay.
He knows Chinese and he came for
Okay. Yeah, are you found like my
So let me identify member of a group 1. Alright, so in the past, I expect you to have the possible arrangement for the tables. So if we have a good discussion, then I will expect you to rotate the tables. Alright, so have a seat. So for the others, similar to this way. So good to hear. Good to hear. And good feet. And follow this one. And good fall. Yeah, you just rotate. So you can have the self-introduction to all the members again. Same. Maybe not the same. 2 minutes again.
I think and like depends on like which language you want to learn. Mandarin or hopefully we can learn Mandarin or
Chinese.
okay.
And for here, 1 year.
Okay.
So, this is a group formation. I think maybe for this group, of course, you have 2 international students today, that's fine. Maybe next time, some of you just join a different group. For example, you can exchange with one of their members. You want to try?
Sure.
Sure. And anyone want to try? Oh, international. International. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sometimes it happens. And yes, if we need to have a TA, we should have students more than or equal to 20. Up now we have 19. So if you can have the other student to ask him or ask her to join, welcome to do that. And so that we can have the TA. This is the threshold for the requirement of our TA application. All right. So if you think, okay, some of your friends, it's okay for him or her to join, welcome to ask him or her to refer to our syllabus. You have the syllabus already, right? So you can send the syllabus or pass the syllabus to your friends and so that he or she can consider to join or not. And normally we have the way. And if you think, okay, you want to check the projector here, sure, you can rotate. It doesn't mean rotate the table. You can rotate your chairs. All right, so it's hard for you, for example. You want to rotate, feel free. All right. All right, so we have the group formation, and normally I expect you to have the way to have the groups for every class. So everything is okay then, just follow the way to rotate the tables. So we have the 3 parts I think you know. That's okay? Well, about this, let me check. We don't have the background of probability theory and statistics. Raise your hands. Okay, that's great. So this is the prerequisite of the course. So it's probability theory and statistics. And even if you don't have it, I think you need to learn by yourself. And this is the schedule. I prefer to have a schedule tightly, but sometimes we may have the lag, and sometimes because of that, so I will try to have a appropriate way, for example, the lead classroom to that you have the content because of the lag. So we have the schedule, and maybe you will notice this day. It should be a day of in Taiwan. Still, I try to let you have the video. So of course, we will have the free classroom for this one. And for some selected topic, I may have the part of content prepared in video and ask you to view the video before coming to the classroom. So, this is a schedule. And the schedule I tried almost more than 3 semesters. So almost material. So I think that's perfect. And we have the exam scheduled to week 13. Only final exam, no meeting exam. And this one, if we don't have time to reach this, and we can have some, for example, case study, part 1, case study, part 2. And we allow you to have the oral presentation 2 times. And finally, this is the final week. So of course, this is the final day to hand in your final report. Alright. For the final report, it's a formal report. And before the final report, you are asked to have the presentation. Presentation, of course, many things. I'm not ready to have the report, so how I have the presentation? Actually, something like you have a way to have the preparation to your final report, and maybe you can identify the models and how you want to have the simulation. For those materials of preparation, you can put those into the presentation for sure. So that says content of the presentation, not exactly the same as the final report. That says, okay, I use the slide to serve as a final report. Is it okay? No, not okay. If you use the slide to serve as a report, then 0 points for that. All right, so you can notice one description like that in the syllabus. You can check that one. Well, time slot rescheduled. For some personal reason, I rescheduled to class 1, class 2, and class 3. So, I don't know, acceptable by you, or maybe we can discuss something further. At least I will have the YouTube streaming. So, well, you think, okay, before 9, I cannot join in the classroom, so welcome to join by using the YouTube, our authority classroom, right? And class dismissed a bit earlier before 11:20. And maybe it's not a reason, but I think before 11:20, it's easier for you to have your own lunch. All right? So, my personal reason, sometimes I need to send lunch boxes to my family members, so that's why I was busy for that as well. Therefore, I set it to 11:20. About the reschedule, is it okay? Or any trouble for you?
No.
No, right? And we have a 5-minute break only. All right. I think you have the syllabus. You can have the information within the syllabus as well. All right. So this is the general description for our course. And we will switch to the next one. Preparation and details for the final report. Well, first of all, let us check the schedule again. Well, maybe you have a question. For the final report, I will finish the final report till the end of the semester. So when I should have the topic? Before week 9, right? Topic claim. Maybe before week 9, you don't have any idea, but I push you to have the idea. All right? And for the graduate student, of course, you prepare your own topic. And later I can let you know what kind of topic you can choose. So later I can show you that one. But at least we will have a thin pair share activity to ask you to let me know the topic. Normally in the past, for some of you, you don't think you have any idea. So of course you try to have idea and you will ask me, same topic claim for that activity using the thin pair share. I will ask you to have your own proposal and I will check for your proposal is okay. For that proposal, you will have the topic, paper, and show me the content there, and maybe have some description for your topic. And then I can check the Padlet, and so that I can know, okay or not to you. And I can let you have the immediate feedback, or maybe no, I will check it later, so that I still can notice the possible topic for your final report. So this one, you should read a paper, conference or a journal article. And of course, you should have a simulation for that paper. So you should have a simulation for that paper. If no, it doesn't okay. It doesn't mean it's okay, and it doesn't mean you just focus on the mathematical approach. No, I ask you to focus on the simulation approach so that you can run simulations, and therefore you can have the numerical result. Of course, I expect you to follow our simulation technique, so you will have your own code. Or maybe you want to use simulation package, for example, network simulator version 2 or version 3, or the other network simulator. Well, how I evaluate your final report? I ask you to compare your result with the original results in the article. Or maybe, original results in the article, but you apply, for example, the analytical approach there. So this is a comparison. Because of the comparison, so I can check accuracy of a simulation. Likewise, for your programming assignment, I may have the approach to have to check the accuracy. Well, even it's a known trick to all of you about the accuracy. Right now, you don't have any idea how to have the analytical result. So, any tool can let you have the analytical results. How about GPT? It's okay, but before I release the solution, I have no comment on the accuracy of the answer on GPT. So you can check that one for sure. I think you know that one. Of course, if you want to have the accurate result, you can check. So is it okay to ask GPT to check your simulation program? Anything wrong with your program? I think it's hard for GPT to judge for that. But it's easy for you to have the reference analytical result. You can do something like that. But I'm not sure the answer there is correct or not. But at least for your reference, you can use that way. So that you can take care of accuracy of simulation result for the final report and also for the programming assignments. About the known trick, I think it's okay, right? However, you have a GPT. I will ask you to let me have the source codes. I will check quickly. If you just let me know, okay, it's a calculation. It's a possible way provided by GPT, then it's not okay. Not okay doesn't mean you have a 0 point, but that's a good point for the ผมก็มี assignment about the final report here simulation related to the codes, right? And highly related to the code, so it's okay. And I gotta know it should be team. What better to code this is team. One person for graduate students and 1 to 2. But up now we just have one undergraduate student. So maybe I'm not sure. You can invite your friends to join so that you can have 2 people to form the team. And also it meets the requirement for TA. So you can try to invite the other members. And presentation time for each team. If we have 20 students, if indeed we have 20, so it should be 2 hours. Alright, but sometimes we have maybe more time to allow you. So currently, if we have 20, not 2 hours, more than 2 hours. So that's why we have 2 weeks. Alright. So for the final report, this is a requirement, at least 5 pages per team. And per member. And here, English is at least for the cover page. So the other content almost the same in English. Well, in English, that says, can I use GPT? Normally no. But do your best to have the description. If you want to have the grammar checking, you can ask GPT to allow you to have the grammar check. And of course, for the report, again, you are asked to hand it along with the source code. Alright, same, I will check quickly so that I will know the codes written by you or not. Therefore, you can then have the report by using email. Send it to CSIE address to me so I can receive it. Or maybe you think the time is really tight. I want to send it by using Line. That's okay, but at least I prefer you to send it to my email address. Well, in the following, I ask you to check quickly, or maybe you can have some discussion with your member. Grading policy for the final report. Accuracy, completeness, hardness, and some other factor. And for the oral presentation, of course, the presentation skills. And for the presentation, you have the demonstration. And as for the final report, we have the report quality. And if you have 2 members in a team, I should know your contribution. So we have the rubric of the final report. Because we have the final report, we have the oral presentation. So this one is the rubric. So this table. Same, you can check the syllabus to have the other detailed description. But let me start here and so that theme is simulation. And around 80. It doesn't mean, oh, okay, well met, then I allow you to have 80. We have the reference 80 here, maybe a bit lower, a bit higher, but we have the reference level 80, reference level 60, and reference level 30. Here, man, that says not so good. You cannot have the simulation. Or maybe yes, but I don't let it have a 0 point. I already have a 30 only. Because of the grid, so I already have a 30. Finally, math, maybe yes, it's simple, but still can run the simulation. So I already have a thing, and hardness about the second column, completeness and the report quantity, contribution, if it's you, it's fine, and the accuracy or not, right? So if you want to have the beta scores, actually you should follow the rubric for the final report. That says you have the goal to achieve. Is okay? In the past, I don't necessarily have the rubric. Everything is done by my brain. So, if I follow something like this, but for students you don't think, okay, it's a rule. Or maybe you don't have the rule. So finally I already have the rule. And it's easy to understand and you can follow. If you want to achieve your high score, you just follow the rubric to achieve it. Alright? About this, I think you can have the short discussion with your members. Alright, so what do you think? If any question, you can let me know. Maybe next time I can revise the rubric for the final report. Okay, feel free to have a 1-minute discussion with your members. Any comment on the rubric of the final report? This master, of course, we can follow this pattern. Feel free to have this discussion. So this is the rubric of the final report. So I think you just follow the idea here, and then I think everything's okay with you. I visit the goods. One of members let me know this about team members' contribution. If you are a single member, then avoid that you have a high contribution. So don't worry. And it won't be necessary to have the actual description. You just let me know, or maybe try to have the simple description like this, a single member. Then I think it's fine. Yeah, this one. Final oral presentation. We have all of these. Funny. Because of oral presentation. So, clear or not? Content is delivered clear or not? Fluency, your English. And the organization of the presentation. Of course, I emphasize time control. It doesn't mean I should have a lot of time. No, you have the limit time. And also some skills. And of course, you should let me know the demonstration. Sometimes if you have the no result, I will ask you some questions. So we have the challenging tactic. If everything's okay, then you have 4. So this is the rubric of the final oral presentation. This is final report and final oral presentation. They are not exactly. They are not the same story, right? Exactly, they are not the same story. But focusing on the final report, to have 2 different types of maybe activity. To have the report, to have the oral presentation. I don't know, based on the schedule. Final project topic and in week 9. So this is the associate date. So the deadline for the final project topic and the oral presentation 2 weeks. Deadline of the final report set into the second date of the presentation. So how to find the topics? You can use textbook or some reference books or some papers, and along with the digital library, so that you can find the papers. Because I ask you to find a paper for reading first, so that you know how to have your own system or topic to run the simulation. Run the simulation, actually the same system focused by the authors in the article. Alright, so the same system. But you should have your own simulation program. And of course, because you are simulation program, so you should think about this, correct or not. So I use accuracy to serve as one factor to grade the report. It doesn't mean accuracy is all of the factor. It's one, but I will check it. Alright, so this is the first part of maybe the syllabus. The second one, it doesn't mean the syllabus, but I call it negotiation. Later we can continue. Alright, so this is the second class. Any questions? And now, later I will start the final one, negotiation. Maybe many focus on EMI, so That's why I call it the negotiation. All right. Maybe you think, no negotiation. Maybe someone like I already have some of my way, and it doesn't mean yes, the two-side negotiation. At least I never know the way, and of course I should confess, not the total negotiation, but at least I know some possible suggestion from my side, the instructor side, and so that you can know how to adapt yourself to the EMI courses. All right, this time, same, around maybe approximately 10-minute break again. If no further question, take a rest again.
Okay, it's already working. Of the ABS credits. Like